Hey, it's Jeremy. I'm a grateful recovering addict and believer in Jesus Christ. Today's devotion is from Sunday, May the 1st, 2022. And this devotional is titled A Neighbor on the Fence by Ann Cetus. The fence around the side yard of our home was showing some wear and tear, and my husband Carl and I decided we needed to take it down before it fell down. It was pretty easy to disassemble, so we removed it quickly one afternoon. A few weeks later, when Carl was raking the yard, a woman who was walking her dog stopped to give her opinion. "Your yard looks so much better without that fence. Besides, I don't believe in fences," she explained. That she liked the community and no barriers between people. While there are some good reasons to have physical fences, isolating us from our neighbors is not one of them. So I understood our neighbors' desire for the feeling of community. The church I attend has community groups that meet once a week to build relationships and to encourage one another in our journey with God. The early church gathered together daily in the temple, Acts 2:44 and 46. They became one in purpose and heart as they fellowshiped and prayed. If they struggled, they would have companions to lift them up. Ecclesiastes 4:10. Connection to a community of believers is vital in our Christian walk. One way that God chooses to show His love for us is through relationships. Blessed be the tie that binds our hearts in Christian love. The fellowship of kindred minds is like that above. We all need Christian fellowship to build us up, and hold us up. That's today's devotional, and I'll give you my outlook on neighbor on the fence. It's very hard not to put up fences in our lives for a number of reasons, from being embarrassed to what we're doing behind our own fences, to looking over other people's fences and judging what they're doing behind their fences. All the way to being jealous or envying others based upon their fence. Some of us have been damaged, and we put up fences from, our past hurts. Especially putting up fences in relationships. Some of the heartaches we have is kind of like PTSD. It's really hard not to isolate, and even harder to not make it, or to make it hard on others in our future to love us wholeheartedly, because we feel damaged and put up the fences to keep from getting hurt like that again. While you shouldn't put up fences or walls, I personally know that Jesus will work over and through any fences we put up. He can heal us, not only to love again, but to allow us to be loved for the right reasons. No matter what one of the ultimate reasons we're on earth, to spread love to others, and to love ourselves, not only in relationships, but just people in general. We need to let go or take down the fences to further Christ's kingdom. We can't live hiding our sin behind these fences. What happens in the dark eventually always comes to light, whether we want to or not. It just does. We need to live a life honoring God in all that we do, because people see who we really are, and what we're about. We need to make sure that no matter what, they see Christ in us. I've been open and honest about a lot of the mistakes I've made in life, from from adultery to drug addiction. You know, that does scar us to a certain extent, for people to see change in us, and not just remember the bad things about us. And one way, it's very hard to change people's mind when they hear like my history, especially if they saw it with their own eyes. But on the other hand, what better platform to show, like true redemption, for people to see, yeah, well, I've made a lot of mistakes. There's no denying that. But, to see that you can turn your life around, and, you can use those mistakes as a tool for redemption, and you give hopes to others, that, they may have the same or similar substance abuse problem, or adultery, or whatever. When people see us turn our lives around, that's an amazing platform to work off of. I'm sure everyone's heard the saying, and I've personally been guilty of, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. That pretty much, it sums up my tendency to compare myself, with what others have, or just what versus what I have. I've struggled with, basically just the discontentment from, my own situations, which often leads to me envying what others have. That desire has left me many more times than not, extremely jealous, being total dishonest, dishonesty, and adultery, not being content and still with what you got, or thankful for what you've got, kind of gets you in a mess. And sometimes looking over a neighbor's fence might lead to a different struggle. I've definitely looked at other people or their situation in life, and my sick way of thinking, that I was somehow better than them. And living in a sin like addiction, having that in your past can make you want to point out everyone else's flaws, but really all we're doing is I'm getting the spotlight off of myself, which is, a horrible character flaw, pointing out others' flaws to get the attention off yourself. But, I'll close with this. Thank goodness for forgiveness and God's love. It's never too late to turn your life around. If you're breathing, you still have the chance to do what's right. And I mean, it's really that simple, and it's very hard to do, but it's really simple. Just do the next right thing. And forgiveness doesn't mean just basically saying I'm sorry because I'm caught and then continuing the same pattern. It means to completely ask for forgiveness and to accept our life and will over to God, and turn towards Him and away from the sin. I have to live a completely and distinctive way, other way than I was living before. That's not only what God asked me to do, but others need to see me do as well, because as much as it feels like it, we're not scarred from our past mistakes. And people say actions speak louder than words. So some people around us, they need to see change to forgive us. And they need to see the change that that God is, as God is making in us. And, and that way, ultimately, He can get the glory. A pastor friend of mine, Chuck, used to tell me all the time, he would say, show me who you walk with, and I'll tell you who you are. Isn't that true? When you really think about it, you are your surroundings. So surround yourselves with people that love you and sincerely wants what's best for you. That's and most importantly, don't hate the people or hold anger or anything like that against if people that's done you wrong, and don't judge them too. Just pray for those people, because we're no better than them, and never they say never throw stones when you live in a glass house, right? Always remember that and really think about that. You don't have to just sit back and let others cast their stones either. Talk to God and ask Him to help you in those areas of your life too. And just, easy does it. Take a deep breath. Cast your pride and ego aside. Give God the glory and the attention that He deserves. And not only that, but just make sure you tell Him thank you. He loves gratitude and appreciation as well. And we don't, I don't give Him that enough. I'm very thankful for what He's doing in me and in my life, my kids' life. I'm very thankful, and I make sure I tell Him that. I hope. I always worry that I'm not getting these. I'm not taking what I'm trying to say and get it into words. But I hope I'm getting it close enough that someone can relate and ultimately get some good out of this. But anyways, have a great day, and God bless, and I'll see you next time.